All right, let's get started. We're back with Outer Worlds 2 today. We're making good progress, and I think we might be hitting the end game pretty soon. Don't know exactly when. Maybe today, maybe be another stream after this, but I think we're approaching the end game pretty rapidly. So let's dive on in and pick up where we left off.
When the lab codes say these rifts could destroy the entire galaxy, that doesn't include the main menu, right? Geography ain't my strong suit.
Pretty sure it includes the main menu. Continue. All right, so we're back on our ship. We have been working on Cloister here and fixing all these problems. And now we're basically at this point where we have kind of this cluster of quests right here, and then what I assume to be the sort of final point of this this planet being the archives, which I believe are this big building that will cross this sort of broken bridge to get to. And that will be how we wrap up this planet. Let me just make sure here. Yep, I have to do that side quest. Clear the protectorate camps. These two side quests are on other planets. So we'll do those later. Still working on that. Okay. So yeah, let's just kind of head out and start dealing with those things. Inventory. Let's just quickly do a little cleanup. Edgar. Compact assault rifle could be interesting. Just gonna get rid of a little bit of the excess weaponry that we have here. Because we've got a lot. Okay. Edgar. A lot of duplicates here. I'm not going to use most of this stuff anyway, but I at least want to get rid of duplicates. Okay. Let me look around really quickly in case anybody has the I want to chat. Niles, how are you?
Marisol settling in nicely? Well, I assume so. I'm actually a little scared to ask. She's like a character from the Zane and Buddy serials come to life. I mean, the end point? Tell me that don't just scream lead ne'er-do-well in a suspenseful two-parter. don't tell her I said that, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, yeah? What's needling you?
Okay. Nothing new to say. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody else really wants to chat.
Have an update about that personal
Aha.
matter. You know, the one that might end the universe. The other universe-ending thing.
I see.
Back at Winter's Grasp, I found someone was continuing Anaïs, Sir Bujold's research. Believe I have a lead on their identity.
Didn't you say your research could destroy the universe? Probably shouldn't let that happen.
I wholly agree. I pieced together information from earlier leading to Golden Ridge on Dorado. Oddly enough, to the anchor hold at Matriarch's Mercy Monastery. I had Val set the location on our map. I recognize we're juggling multiple crises, but I'd suggest we journey there sooner than later. Inquire away. I may even respond.
We'll ask this one. Your old department worked for the previous presiding bishop?
Bishop Orlo, yes. Ruth Bassar's predecessor. And better. Now there was a scientician. A true adherent to order principles. Ran an efficient operation to boot.
You don't think much of Ruth
For a
Bassar, do
while,
you?
I'd hoped all this recent brouhaha, the schism, invasion, the rifts, was part of some long-foreseen predictive plan on her part. Something oblique only at the moment. The more time passes, the less I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm missing a few key variables. Or maybe she's a bit mathematically challenged.
Or if you call the
Because all
endpoint.
the good mathematical terms were already taken by my predecessors? Because nothing gets past me, someone once thought, perhaps. I'm sure I don't know, dear. Whoever came up with that particular sobriquet is surely long since dead and buried. Hopefully by my hand.
Fair enough.
May the plan...
Okay, so we have a new side quest, but we'll do that later. Okay, let's, we can keep Marisol, but let's bring Niles now. So let's fast travel to here. What do we have right now? We've got the plasma pistol, chain spark cannon, rookie's reward. Okay. All right, and let's start heading over here and clear out these various side quests here. It's been a few days since we've played this. Part of me is just like, okay, how do I switch to scan visor? Because I just played Metroid Prime. Looks like there's stuff down here, and then up there is how we access all that. Oh, come on.
Let me know when you need it a stretch.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Do that before we fucking step on it.
Standing by to stupefy. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Cloister, on your command.
I'm staying up firmly.
Hastening to cover.
Combatant informed.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
All day. Anyway, ready to hit the next one?
Okay, is that it?
Combatant scanned.
Oh no, apparently there's more.
Try to limit further damage, Commander. Stun weapon ready, Commander.
Happy to assist in crafting more ammo if you need.
I will need more ammo. That is very true. Okay, I need compact rounds.
I always figured the console for a power snatcher, but I'd never put bits down on him betraying the Sovereign. They seem so tight-knit. Just think about all those posters of the pair of them that'll have to change now. A real crying shame.
No chance the Sovereign comes back from mental refreshment then?
I'd say it's about as likely as a sprat learning the polka. The Sovereign's misfortune is our gain, as far as I'm concerned. The console might be
Fair.
projecting strength, but by my reckon, Protectorate's more unstable now than ever before.
Field
Sure.
tinkering. Compact rounds. Wait, hang on. Oh no, I need short rounds. That's all I was able to make. Let's see, let's break down all junk. Craft. Okay, we can make more short rounds now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shock rod. Okay. So yeah, it looks like these are 3 separate camps, basically.
Mobilizing.
Alright, get the Dragoon here.
Electrical damage. Failing.
One left. Best not to leave a job unfinished, right?
Mm-hmm. Piston. Alright, let's see who we've got here. Are you going to be people or robots?
Mine's a hostile.
I like that they made the change that you can now make sneak attacks, even if it will let them live. Just so that you can still get that, like, quiet takedown a little more easily.
Troublemaker approaching.
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just give the signal.
Target analyzed.
Bird detector can't leave, Commander. We could collect
Nice.
our reward now, if you care.
Yeah, probably worth collecting the reward now. Just in case there's any issues collecting the reward after we do all the business at the archive. There's always the chance that it's like something, you know, we do something there and it completely destroys our ability to interact with the rest of the world. Oh, advanced decryption key. Those are always useful. Okay. Let's do this one first, though. Clear out the cultists from Newton. Let's do that quest next, actually. Then we'll have, like, 2 side quests. To turn in. Okay, I know where we are. Okay. Let's do this. Ah, this is up there. I'm guessing this will also... I'm guessing there's a Newton South. Yeah, okay, so there's 2 roads up to Newton.
Hostilities are afoot. Adversary.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so curious what the, like, ultimate level of this weapon is. Finally, a weapon that gets better, so you don't have to. Love that.
Proceeding to attack. Combatant stands. Torpificator is charged.
Okay. The door is barred shut. How dare. Another plasma pistol. Not a ton of value in there, but hey, we'll take it. There's a brief point in this game where I was running low on inhaler charges, and now I feel like I've got more than I could ever use. Still not as many as I had in the first game, where I was like, I have 300 heals. Okay.
Well, if only we had a device for closing rifts, like the one we found on Praetor.
Mm-hmm. Pretty well aware of that. First, I want to kill the cultists. Then we can talk about crossing the rift. Also, is this going to be a fast travel spot? Seemingly not yet. So, while I have a moment, pretty much all useless crap. I mean, the good news is nothing is like truly useless. You can always break it down for parts, so. Okay. Surprised there was nobody there.
You there. You need to leave. This is a holy site. Non-believers are not welcome. Did you not hear me? You must leave unless you wish to be ushered into perfection before the rest of this architect-forsaken colony.
I give a damn about your crazed religion. I just need to cross the bridge.
I'm not accustomed to hearing such. We're usually dismissed as, well, we need not discuss that. But in regards to your entering Newton, that's just not possible. It is blocked by a rift. As I said, the only way to get inside is to offer yourself up to the rift. By being thrown into it, that is.
I have no desire to be violently torn apart by a
What kind
rift.
of primitive, superstitious fools do you take us for? Our beliefs are scientifically validated and proven by the esteemed leader themselves, who is infallible, obviously. This is a
Obviously.
wondrous time, friend. Our name was not chosen at random. It is a glorious dawn for all humankind. The rifts are a means to achieve a perfect state of being, and they are once again active after laying relatively dormant for years. The end of our tortured existence is nigh. I don't know what to say to that. Is that good? I need guidance. Hierarch Wolcott! So, the power to manipulate rifts. That seems, let me just say I apologize if I've offended you in any way.
Did I hear something about manipulating the rifts, Acolyte? That smacks of false scientism, bordering on heresy. You should know that the rifts are inviolate perfection. And you may be able to fool an Acolyte, but I'm not as easily flummoxed. In what way can you possibly manipulate that which is the Architect's own tool for our salvation?
This device aligns the rift with its surroundings by readjusting its aetheristic substrate.
Yes, of course it does. Makes perfect sense. If it does, in fact, do such. Can never be too certain about things of such import. Of crazed theoreticians about. Come, prove to me this device can do what you say. Then I will decide. But let me assure you, if you do anything but follow me to the rift, violence will ensue.
Head to Newton and deal with the cultists there violently if need be. So that implies that we won't necessarily have to resort to violence to get rid of these guys.
I must admit to a certain modicum of suspicion towards your claims, but consider my interest piqued.
Oh my god, why are you walking so slow?
Why is the hierarch leading outsiders to the rift?
Something great import is afoot. No one gets escorted to the rift. Is it time for sacrifices? When's our turn?
Acolyte Farnham said he heard them talking about a device that can change the nature of the rift.
That's preposterous. Must be some tomfoolery at hand.
Either we're gonna do this and they're gonna be like, what the fuck, and attack us,
To obey the dictates of our leaders. I am
or they're gonna see this and be like, and clear out.
If you can indeed control the rift, as you say, that changes things. It could force us to rethink our understanding of the rifts, but we are nothing if not truth seekers.
This is a very big rift.
Do not wander too far. My threat of violence is not to be taken lightly. The acolytes will open fire if you don't stay. We are here. Prove to me that your device can manipulate the rift, as you claim. Gods, this should not be possible. That device borders on the heretical. You will hand it over now, and then we shall decide what to do with you.
I shall do no such thing. Thought you said you were truth seekers.
And we are. But there is some chicanery afoot. It is not possible to change the nature of the rifts. They are the ultimate expression of the architect's plan for humanity.
So you're not really a
So
truth
hand
seeker.
over that device, and your punishment may not be fatal.
Might be best to scarp her off before the bullets start flying.
Enact vengeance on the heathens who have insulted the architect.
Glorious dawn! Attack the interlopers, now!
Got some bad company.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Deploying discombobulator. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
We love the discombobulator.
Go for fortification. Back and stand. Fortification in progress. Taking the fight out of them. Target analyzed. Discombobulating enemies.
I'm at everyone you need to worry about.
Come on.
have my back.
Okay, well, violently if need be. I wonder if having Ozza in the party would have changed anything. If she would have, like, given us more opportunity to chat. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so that's just an overview of that. Already been in here. We'll go back through the whole place in just a minute. Kind of want to see what's on both sides. Not much over there. Curious if we can get into the constabulary from on top, maybe? Doesn't seem like it. Alright. Let's go check out these buildings over here. Pick. Auto dock, huh? It has come to my attention that a certain amount of ruckus has occurred over seating in the chantry. While it's true that studies have found these occupying the third pew reliably perform, 0.15926% better than others in their cohort, we may not allow our personal desires to succeed to create strife within the whole. Therefore, effective immediately, every seer will maintain a rotational roster of their lecture and laboratory participants, ensuring each person receives a co-equal 3.14 hours in those pews before any individual is allowed to repeat. This rotation shall be continuing ad infinitum. This should put an end to the irrational numbers of conflicts that have been occurring around those issues. Oh my goodness. Lockpick. I see. Upper floor. Huh. Interesting. Secret way into the... in from the back. We love a rear entrance. Medical 7 for a trauma kit. Don't desperately need a trauma kit, so I'm not too worried about that. But we'll see when we gain a level. I recognize this little sort of church design.
That contraption. It's another one of those communication devices the cultists use to coordinate their butchery.
Not anything super of note here. Okay. Well, we have 2 quests to turn in. Let's go down the other side of the hill in case there's anything in this little collection of buildings down here. And then we'll go turn in our 2 side quests that we just did. Pick 4. Okay, not a ton of use there, but more stuff, more better. Oh, this. Alright, down the mountain we go.
I'll handle this. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Torpificator at ready status.
Okay. Lovely. Okay. And then I think this takes me all the way back down to, yeah, that's where we went over to the cultist camps. Didn't get these bodies, though. Okay. So we've got 2 side quests to turn in. One's down here. Pour my tea as we fast travel. I think it was you.
Any news from the field? Any further progress?
It's done. Anti-choice territory now extends from here to below the bridge.
Well, excellent. Good show. I'll rest a bit easier tonight. Not as blissfully oblivious to our struggles as others here, mind you, but better. Anyhow, here's your reward. Pleasure doing business with you.
Okay. Hey, advanced decryption key. Love that. There's a vendor in here. Quickly.
You have needs. Lookings for.
I have purloined goods to upsell. We have so much money. Yeah, you really don't have much of anything. Okay. And we have to go back to Laplace's garden. Now this one's important because this may be where we determine if we're working with, if we're able to get the 2 factions working together, the Antis and the Order.
You're doing the architect's work.
Let's pinpoint what you and I can accomplish for the Order.
Newton's clean. That occult is still alive over
I
there.
shall allow myself a moment of relief.
Plus 10
past.
with them.
I'd hoped killing the cultists was its own reward. But you may also take this.
Trauma kit?
You've proven yourself well.
Heavy
but we have
machine
recently
gun?
experienced a pivotally important, unforeseen development. One I must meet directly. Can I count on you?
Let's hear it.
One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island. I need someone to recover an informational component from it.
What's the Hyperion reticulum?
The web is an order-crafted network of information collection satellites. Our would-be protectorate overlords squandered them as glorified surveillance devices. We actually implanted a back door in the web to bring it back under our control, should a circumstance like this arise. But we did not foresee certain protectorate modifications. But let's not speak of that. Find a way past the protectorate at the crash site, collect the data, and return it here. Violence is likely, but perhaps you'll find an alternative.
Any ideas how I might be able to solve this without
Only
violence?
theoretically. The protectorate guarding the site will be anything but welcoming. You'd likely need to find something, or someone, to wrest their attention away from you. I cannot say how that might be accomplished, unfortunately. Some of our scholars find answers to their solutions at the CAF integration point. Perhaps you might do the
CAF
same.
integration.
Collect the data
One
from
of my
the
favorite
crashed
things.
site and return it here. May the odds prevail against your bloody demise.
Okay.
The Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning is currently...
Okay. So now we have quests that are basically exclusively off-world. So that means it's time to... go do some side questing off-world. Let's quickly check here.
Ooh, this is much easier on these old eyes of mine.
Oh, hello. Welcome to CAF Integration Point. I'm Junior Caffeine Celebrant Runch, and I'll be happy to assist you.
Junior Caffeine Celebrant. Tell me about your colleague, Persephone.
Oh, she's a real top-of-class type. Smart, but also patient. I struggle sometimes with my advanced courses, but Persephone's been tutoring me after work hours.
Sounds like a great person.
I'm just glad she doesn't mind teaching the same lesson twice. Anyway, I'd hate to waste any more of your free study period with my idle thoughts. Anything else I can help with?
I'd like some caffeine.
Certainly. Here you are. Please imbibe responsibly.
How do you like living in the Plaza's garden?
Is this another census? Were my previous answers not sufficient?
Just a harmless inquiry from a newcomer looking to understand the
I could
gardens
spend
better.
all day expositing on the benefits of the garden, but I think you'll experience much of it yourself. If you're permitted to stay, of course.
Can you give me a conviction?
Apologies. As a junior celebrant, I'm only permitted to distribute caffeine at this time. But my colleague, Persephone, Miss Doyle, will be able to assist with convictions when she's back on shift.
Alright, let's maybe go talk with her.
Hello, layperson.
Have an intellectually stimulating day.
If it isn't my favorite collaborator. I thought I said we shouldn't be seen together.
I helped to receive data from a crashed satellite in Protectorate territory. Can you help?
You did sharpen my pencil, so I suppose sharpening yours is only fair. I'll put in a word with my associates to pass along to whatever Protectorate forces are on site to expect you. It's no guarantee, but at least they won't fire upon you on site. In exchange for my help, however, I want you to bring the data back here so that I can make a copy of it. Before you hand it over to the Order, to be clear. Do we have an accord?
Very well.
We do work well together, don't we? Return here when you have the data. I'll be waiting.
Okay, cute. I don't mind being a little bit of a double agent. Alright, looks like we're heading off-world. Back to the incognito. So let's head to Dorado first, because I believe this is where Marisol's side quest is. Because, let's see here. And then Ozza wants to go back to Praetor. Nice. Newspeak. Sound radius from weapons is decreased by 25%, decreasing to 50% with your sneak skill. So good stealth armor. Need 3 more. The bullet blender. This gun never has to reload and accepts all types of bullets that the player has. Okay, so here we need... It's like Marisol and Valerie on this one. Okay. Where are you? Oh. Investigate the anchor hold. Okay. So we gotta go back to Matriarch's Mercy.
With the Council now in charge, harsher restrictions are likely to be implemented across Arcadia. Avoiding Protectorate capture, interrogation, and/or disembowelment is advised.
I mean, definitely I would like to avoid disembowelment. Valerie has another perk available, too. The player is healed by Valerie's companion ability. The player also gains a buff to armor for the remainder of combat, or when healed by Valerie's companion ability, the player also gains a regeneration effect for the remainder of combat. Just a passive regeneration effect. I like that.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate
All right.
and the Order?
Let's see.
The Consul tried to kill prisoners.
My time is yours.
Vendor.
I haven't any time for idle chatter, but I suppose I can carve out a moment for urgent business.
We're urgent. Patient step. Well, in tactical time dilation, movement no longer drains energy. Energy also drains 10% slower, increasing to 30%. Okay, we'll buy that just to have it. Just buy all the mods. We have all the money, so now we can just start buying out every vendor we come across. Been a long time since we've been here, so I gotta remember our way around. Oh. These two are dead.
I didn't expect us to wander into the scene of a murder, but somehow I'm not entirely surprised. Anomalous events have a way of spreading, multiplying. We should find a way inside. There might be clues to what happened, and where Anais's research is now.
There were 2 anchorites in there earlier. I only see one body.
They should have been sealed in that room to focus on their studies uninterrupted. No one in or out. I'd suspect the missing anchorite knows something, at least. We should ask her. Might be some signs in there of where she went. The terminal at Winter's Grasp said Anais' work was sent here. There might be signs of that, or where the missing anchorite got off to.
Okay. I see a thing down there. Ooh, private journal. Anchoress Anya Chow. This, do not read, this means you, Wilhelmina. You flip past hundreds of dense entries full of calculations and notes of arguments Chow was apparently working up for future debates before finding something relevant to your investigation. Later entries mention regular visits by an exemplar Southworth, who claimed evidence of innovational means to shortcut the solving of the universal equation. After noting the method's highly unorthodox nature, Chow wrote that she found herself shut out of further discussions, leading to routine scenes of tense awkwardness when Southworth dropped in and a marked shift in Brun's beliefs. In the final entries, Chow appears worried that the two were conspiring about something and noted hushed references to an old order research station near Paradise Island named Point of Obviation. She began to believe that the Brun intended on abandoning the monastery Ankerhold to travel there. Chow wrote that when she confronted her cellmate about her suspicions, Anchoress Brun responded that the idea of leaving the Ankerhold was not one she considered lightly, to which Chow contended that to consider it at all proved a lightness of consideration. In the nearby margins, a +1 point me is scrawled. Her final entry ends on a note of deep concern, writing, I can clearly foresee that whatever the two have planned may soon occur. It may serve me right for putting theory into applications the other day.
Keep looking.
Blunt force trauma applied to the head. Puddle of blood nearby.
There may be more to learn here.
I'm sure there is. Scholarly reprimand of the Bazar regime. A series of manifesto-like musings from Anchoress Brun have been pinned to the chalkboard. Most of the comments rail against the current order regime, while others extol the virtues of the Department of Preempted Causal Redirection. One passage toward the end stands out in particular. The universal equation should be our primary concern. All else is distraction, farce, and needless prolonging of suffering.
I've had a chance to look around. You seem like you've done a thorough sweep. We should discuss what we've uncovered.
So I've identified the body as Anchoress Chow.
Blunt force trauma to the occipital lobe, I believe. Possible signs of an altercation. Might have been an accident. Might not have been.
Probably
Hard to
not.
say with just a superficial glance. At the very least, her cloister mate Anchoress Brun has some explaining to do.
Did you see what was posted? Looks like some kind of super dense logic puzzle
A
manifesto.
disputation of current order methodology. Focuses mainly on our presiding bishop, but saves ample room for the laureate council and previous regime as well. I believe I got the gist by efficiently skimming. The general concern is that the order has lost its way. My old department is repeatedly mentioned in a favorable light. Anais' work is regarded highly.
Okay. This data had references to research at Winter's
I
Grasp.
saw that. I believe it was Anchoress Chow's diary. Spoke about regular visits by an exemplar Southworth, who requested access to Anais' work. Chow seemed worried they were conspiring about something. That they'd mentioned an old order research station.
We should go there. Have you drawn any conclusions
I
from
don't
all
know what
this?
happened to Anchoress Chow, but leaving a body behind is suspicious, and the disputation reads like a call to arms for any fringe thinkers in the Order.
Where do you think Anchoress Brew
That
went?
old research facility seems the most likely
Yep.
spot to look next. I know the coordinates on Eden, placed by the name of Point Obviation. There's no destroying the copies at this point, I'm afraid. We're past that. The research is out there. We need a way to keep anyone from taking it up further in the future. If we go in guns blazing from here, it will only continue. We need a plan to annihilate the idea.
How are you so sure it'll
I've
continue?
seen it happen. Things can take on a life of their own at a certain point.
That's
The more
fair.
overt the response, the more unexpected the outcomes. We developed tactics at the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection to minimize unforeseeable consequences. We can discuss once we see the situation on the ground.
Okay.
Fair enough. I understand we're juggling multiple crises.
Okay. Not really anything to loot here. Interesting, they both slept here and had you know, and everything. Okay. Well, back to the ship then. I cannot fast travel from this location. Fair enough. This was a very good, like, set piece when we went through this mission the first time. It was well done. Is there a...
Field researchers discovered or not so important.
Okay, we already have most of that stuff. I kind of love the idea of the bullet blender gun. I want to try that. Alright, back to... Let's go to Praetor and do Ozza's side quest. So, why don't we go Ozza and Valerie here. Yeah, Ozza has another perk we can do. Ozza's commanding ability now deals frost damage and leaves a hazard that rapidly applies chilled, or deals N-ray and deals significantly increased damage overall. Let's do that one. So, now we want to track Ozza's quest, which is here? At Central Control. Central Control, we might have killed everybody. I don't remember. We didn't.
Suppose some
Oh, okay. Well.
Unfriendly company. They're mine.
Apparently we didn't kill everybody here. But I remember we killed a lot of people here. Oop, hang on. Yeah, didn't mean to junk that. He's gonna be in that building, which I don't think there's much way of us getting through this without damage. So. We're just gonna go in guns blazing here.
Life support.
Oh, come on. Why am I stuck?
Enemy spotted.
Don't need.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, hopefully we don't have to fight more here, but... Alright, what do you got? Long rounds? A lot of random stuff. We have not been in here at all, have we? Examine. Classified history of the Protectorate. You flip through the book's many pages, each of which bear more long black redaction lines than actual sentences. Eventually, however, one unredacted line stands out to you. Passed into advanced age, Sovereign Reuben Varric sought to extend his service to the Protectorate, and accordingly his life. After much experimentation, the Sovereign unfortunately passed away at the age of 115 years. Hey, pitchball card. This one, toxicity crash.
Unfriendly in combat range.
All of them to provide ready targets for us to practice on.
I like that I loot his body and it's like, what does he have on him? Pancake mix. Workbench. Explosives 11, huh? Knowledge evaluation. In order to unlock the armor, you must complete an evaluation of your knowledge of Protectorate history. He was 115 years old. In what ways were the original Articles of Confederation flawed? They naively allowed subjects too much autonomy. What security measure present on the flagship that prevents unauthorized deck access? Deck specifics set of credentials, yes. Who's in charge of Protectorate's religious development? The Order of the Ascendant? $115.
Try and keep your guts on the inside, Commander.
Questions before were laughable. What was the first colony found in Arcadia? Even children knows that's Pioneer's pride. You're making the Dacia Sentinels look like a bunch of doddering lunkheads. I replaced your ask-me questions with ones that you shan't be able to crack in 1,000 millennia. No getting to the army without bypassing them, and if you disable the electrical punishment circuitry, I'll let all know of your cowardice. Neither of these options are correct. Maybe I need to find some other info somewhere to be able to answer that. I'm like, neither of those answers are correct. General communications first. Department of Belief. Notice to all Sentinels. Effective immediately, the Department of Belief, newly established by the Consul, shall handle all matters related to the religious development of the Protectorate subjects in our current time of conflict. Once the order is returned to the Protectorate's fold, they shall answer to the Department of Belief, as led by the Consul, who shall rule upon all religious determinations made by members of the Order before they are put into effect. No exceptions to this shall be made. Glory to the Consul. Internal Memorandum. We have recently prepared a reduction in arbiter-centric rooms to grant greater space for our increased Sentinel numbers. Please take steps to certify this transition is without issue. Any grievances submitted through official or unofficial channels shall be punished severely. Enter Oz's passcode. To Consul Thoreau. Ozza still lives despite the kill order. The incompetence of many of my so-called cultists leaves me once again humiliated and offering my humblest apologies. To rectify this inexcusable state of affairs, I have sent a cadre of Sentinels to extinguish her life, using her old friend Acolyte Severin as bait. I must beg one last indulgence, if I may. After Ozza is dead, I would like Acolyte Severin delivered to my office for debriefing prior to execution.
Dagmar didn't betray us to the Sentinels. She is a Sentinel. With a fucking office here in Central Control.
Ooh.
It's enough to make one take leave of their sanity.
Warning. Agent Lightinger's sanity profile is well below the acceptable threshold. Further decline may necessitate intervention.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to Dagmar's betrayal. One which involves removing her head from her body. Or maybe we should start with the disemboweling? So many choices.
Well, let's hold off disemboweling until we've confronted her in person.
I suppose congratulations are in order for having dispatched so many sentinels. Can't rightly say I'm surprised, what with your knack for wanton violence. But still, impressive. And let's not forget that I was the one who gave Azahelia Leitinger a purpose and fulfillment. Look at how much fun you've had.
Look at how much fun. Requires melee. Better start explaining why you betrayed Ozza if you want to live.
Oh, she's dead already. But I might make it quick if you have a good explanation for your betrayal.
Let's not be hasty. I mean, can it even be a betrayal if it was always lies? But I must say, when I started the Dawn at the Consul's behest, I knew you were the perfect candidate.
What are you talking about? There were cultists before me.
No, there were not. The fiction of a cult was born out of the need to convince the Sovereign to return to the true spirit of the Protectorate. The Consul feared he was too weak.
Interesting. Authoritarians dreaming of even more power. This would be tedious if it wasn't so terrifying.
I see that Azza isn't the only willfully ignorant person here. Society needs to be controlled for the greater good, by any means necessary. Or would you prefer a more corporate way of life?
For neither, to be honest. Not a fan of servitude, no matter what you call it.
If you have issue with the nature of humankind, perhaps you should take it up with the Grand Architect.
Dagmar, all this can't be right. How can you spout such lies? Our cause is righteous. It has to be.
As much as I'd prefer to not anger you, I must say your willful ignorance is still a thing to behold. You are always so willing to accept even the most specious of arguments.
Ooh.
I can only hope your luck has run its course and the remaining sentinels are able to put you down. Your death would put me back in the Consul's good graces. Goodbye, Azza.
No,
Woof.
that's too quick. What about... No, not painful enough. Yes, that's it. I just need to find a piece of heat-conducting metal and something to peel the skin effectively.
Ew. Yes, give in to the hate. Let's table the torture discussion for now.
What, you suddenly take issue with my methods? I can think of no reason to curtail the pleasure of my revenge. Dagmar must die. Violently. Her betrayal warrants no other response.
Noted. Oh my god. Bodies found, bodies found, bodies found. Bits. Oh. Well, secret sneaky way in. Bodies found. Well, time to go back in here and...
Imbeciles! How did you let Azza get this far? Stop her! She means to assassinate me!
What? Enemy over here!
Okay. Door is barred shut. Yeah, we've killed most of these people already.
Giving chase.
Sharp enough. Lost that. Dagmar would never let himself be killed. He's sure to have an escape route. We should find him.
Okay. Ah, this is Dagmar's office. Interesting.
Ah, you're still alive. Now, let's not be too hasty here. You seem a rational person. There must be something we can do to resolve this peacefully. Please don't let Azza get her hands on me.
Why are you talking to them, Dagmar? I'm the one you must answer to. Well,
let them talk.
I'm waiting to hear your ineffectual arguments as to why you should be spared. And then I'll kill you. You can start by telling me why. Why'd you do it, and why me?
Why? I'm a loyal subject to the True Protectorate. What other reason is there? When the Consul tasked me to help save the colony, I did not even think to ask why. And you were an obvious choice. So lost, so dead inside. But then you went berserk. I never could have imagined how you'd take to the killing and mayhem. You brought me great praise from the Consul. Until you started asking questions and killing the wrong people.
I'm shocked that filling a vulnerable person's head with lies turned out so poorly for you.
Enough of this blathering on. It's well past time for Dagmar and her life to part ways.
Yeah.
She's dead.
It's what she deserved.
Not quite. Our enthusiasm got the better of us. She should have suffered more. It was too quick a death for one who betrayed not only me, but the whole of the Dawn.
Don't know
now
that that's
that
gonna
Dagmar
help.
is dead, I'll be leading the Dawn into the glorious future.
You should disband the Dawn. You don't need them and they could turn into a threat to you.
True. There may be those that do not accept my leadership, but they will die. The Dawn is too important to disband. What little risk any of them may pose doesn't concern me. I can send out a general message from here, informing the cells that the previous Exalted Leader has betrayed us and has been dealt with, and that I am now in charge. I suspect some will simply jump into the closest rift. And to be perfectly candid, I'm hoping there are more than a few that refuse to acknowledge their new leader. Enough to keep my knife skills up, at least.
Better than nothing.
It's done. Let's leave this place. It sickens me.
Oz's advanced mod kit. Messages. My glorious Consul, I have much to report. My intuition was correct. I have found the perfect cultist. With the right prompting, one of my scientists, Azahalia Lightinger, is primed to become an agent of chaos needed to finally focus on the Sovereign's attention. Making her completely dependent on me was shockingly easy. It seems a lifetime of isolation and loneliness has primed her to accept anything I will tell her, as she now thinks of me as her only confidant and someone she can look to for guidance. Your brilliant stratagem of publicizing undesirables as cultists at their executions has convinced her we have a large network already in place. When you deem the time is right, I shall release her into the field to begin recruiting others and sowing chaos. As per your glorious plan, sending the cultists to places where they can cause the most disruption has been working magnificently. Unfortunately, the religious fervor is beginning to get the better of some of them, and we're losing more to the rifts every day. We must strengthen our revelations, forbidding them from joining with perfection, lest we have need to continually replenish our supply of cultists. Losing a few here and there through half self-sacrifice, idiocy, self-inflicted violence, or fighting our brave soldiers is to be expected, but we can't afford to replace them en masse and maintain the momentum we have achieved. My glorious consul, my attempts to reign in Alza have so far been unsuccessful, but I am certain given the time, I will be able to bring her to heel. If I may be so bold to humbly inquire, your eminence, is it really such a bad thing to lose a few vigilant here and there? It keeps the threat of our glorious dawn in the forefront of their minds, which in turn applies more and more pressure on the sovereign himself. Perhaps it is what shall finally force him to act. Kill order. I know what I've undertaken is righteous, for my consul has told me so repeatedly, but to actually witness Asa becoming a hollowed-out shadow of her former self has been difficult. It's as if the pain she is finally releasing after years of clamping down on it is eating her from within as she unleashes it on anyone and anything around her. It's hard to admit, even to myself, the fondness I once had for her has turned to revulsion when I see emptiness in her eyes. Perhaps focusing on that instead of the person I once knew will make it easier for me to issue the kill order on her. Regardless of any personal feelings I may or may not have, I've no choice in the matter. It is the only thing that could conceivably get me back in the good graces of the consul. I found myself thoroughly dismayed at the consul's announcement. How could we have gotten to this place? The sovereign in mental refreshment. It's unthinkable. How could our plan to get the sovereign to fulfill his role as the inheritor of not only his father's legacy, but that of the matriarch herself have failed so utterly? But of course I am not privy to the consul's thoughts, and he is only doing what is best for the colony, as he has always done. It is not for me to question his judgment or his actions. I have the utmost faith that he will lead us from these troubled times. Revelation. The Exalted Leader is dead. Long live the Exalted Leader. Glorious dawn. We have been betrayed. Our previous Exalted Leader thought to sell us out to the Sentinels to protect her miserable life. But do not trouble yourselves, she has been dealt with viciously, as all traitors deserve. Therefore, I have now assumed my rightful role as Exalted Leader and will accept nothing less than complete obedience. Okay, then. Well, Oz has certainly been an interesting one. But that quest is done.